Hello, everybody. You're all very, very welcome to Cavan Institute's fourth virtual open evening this evening. My name is Brenda Hennessey, and I'm Head of School of Creative Practices, Computing and Engineering. Um, Between now and 8 p.m, we would like to talk to you about and give you some insights into the courses offered in the Creative Media department in the Institute. You're going to hear about our Level 5 and our Level 6 courses in Creative Media from our tutors Donna McCarron and Padraig Cahill. And a little later on, you're going to hear from graduates Neve and Ryan, who are going to share their experience of sharing a year with us in the Creative Media department at the Institute. During the session, if you have any questions at all, pop them into the live chat, and our moderators, who include Cara, who is also one of our creative digital media tutors, and Jerry, one of our deputy directors, and Aoife from Career Guidance, and they're going to be answering your questions throughout the session. So there may be a little bit of time for Q&A in the end, but if you have any questions after the event, any questions at all, please log on to our website, use the live chat function there, or indeed email us, and I'll remind you of the contact details before the end of the session. So without further ado, I'm going to pass you over to the first of our creative media tutors this evening, Donna McCarron, who's going to talk to you about the animation and the creative digital media courses. Over to you, Donna.
Thanks, Brenda. Hi, everyone. My name is Donna McCarron. I'm one of the creative media tutors in Cavan Institute, and I'm going to give you an overview of creative digital media year 1 and 2 courses and our animation course. A full list of all modules are actually on the website, and the moderator will put a few links up in the chat to give you an idea of what our students actually create. Another thing I'd like you to do is follow our Instagram and also the hashtag Cavan Institute Creative Media. The first course that I'm going to be talking about is our Level 5 QQI in Creative Digital Media. This course is pretty broad, so it's got a wide range of areas. So video editing, graphics, design skills, digital marketing, web authoring, project management, and our general modules such as like communications and work experience. To give you an example of a project, you might be creating a music video. So you'll be going through the stages of production. So you're planning, recording, using the equipment, editing, exporting the final piece. Or you might be actually working for a real client. So that means like designing it from scratch, creating the graphics, and coding maybe a website. So through this you gain practical experience, you're building your portfolio, and you get a good taste for the area, and then you're possibly maybe going to be able to pick a vocational area or maybe further study from even just 1 year with us. We have an Apple Mac suite for all our creative media department, so that's with all new the newest industry standard Adobe software. So we're talking about Premiere Pro, After Effects, Animate, Illustrator, and many more. Our students have free access to all the software, so they get access for the full year when they're studying creative media, animation, and the gaming courses. So it leaves them that they have more time to work on projects at home. This worked extremely well actually last year because of the pandemic, allowing students to follow live demonstrations on Microsoft Teams, but we also had video tutorials for them to follow, and they're able to work at their own pace. And then students are using the Apple Macs within the lab, but they're also able to complete their assignments using PCs also. I'm now going to go through a few modules on the digital media award. I'll start off with image processing and design skills. These two modules are connected, and we try our best to have common assessments. So when you're submitting for one module, get marked in the other. So the software that you're going to be using there would be Photoshop. And students explore the process. So you're starting off, you're designing, researching to development, and creating various different artwork. So it might be like posters, logos, maybe magazine covers, image manipulation. And then movie processing module, you're using the software called Premiere Pro. And this is industry standard software. So it's actually used on the film editing. You may have heard of Deadpool, Gone Girl, or the Netflix series Mindhunter, are all edited using this particular software. And student assessment could be maybe an advertisement or a film trailer. Then there's the digital marketing module, and this is one of our key modules on the course because it looks at the practical application of digital marketing. So students engage actively with social media accounts, so they have to create their own. They learn about creating suitable content, so for different platforms, so the likes of TikTok and Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, etc. Okay. Students learn to schedule content, email marketing, but they also work with a client for their end of year project. So gives them good hands-on experience. Learning from all the modules in the course can be applied then to this module. So you'll be designing content, creating graphics, editing video, even web design. So it's a great module to help promote a business, but it's also good to actually promote yourself. On successfully completing then the level 5 course, you can progress to year 2 in Cavan Institute. In year 2, you're advancing your skills base. So you're using software like After Effects, Illustrator, XD, InDesign. You're creating animations, games, increasing your understanding of coding, getting an introduction to sound technology. And then students, after completing their level 6, can go on to universities, institute technologies, and they can also skip to a second year of various different degree programs. And we have a connection with some colleges like Dundalk IT, Athlone, TUI or TUD, Letterkenny. And at the moment, we're building a connection with Sutherland, University of Sutherland in the UK. And there's always our career guidance team that are available to help you with making those hard decisions. A typical career then would be a graphic designer, videographer, digital marketeer, social media manager, animator, web designer. And if you check out our testimonials, there's some on the website, also on Instagram, and also our LinkedIn. Another key or bonus with the creative media course is the opportunity to actually travel under the Erasmus program. So all our level 5 and 6 have a mandatory work experience module. So you're required to do 10 days work experience. So with Erasmus, our students have travelled to the likes of England, Scotland, and also Finland in recent years. So the placement is organised for you. You get your flights paid for, your accommodation, and also an allowance for spending during the day. So it's a great opportunity to experience something new, to travel, and it's also great for your CV. As I mentioned earlier about the students getting free access to the Adobe Suite for the year, they also have the opportunity to complete Adobe Certified Associate exams for free. And this is giving them a certification to demonstrate they're proficient in certain programs, Creative Cloud programs. So for video, design, photography, web, etc. Now, our second course then I will detail is the animation. So that's our level 5 QQI in animation. This course introduces students to concepts and techniques involved in the production of 2D, 3D animation, character modeling, stop motion and traditional animations. So students explore the creative process, animation principles, whilst developing storytelling and computer generated graphics. 2D animation, you're going to be using Adobe Animate. Stop motions, Dragon Frame, so it's a new software, again industry standard, and Stop Motion Studio is also used. For the 3D modeling and animation module, you use Blender. So what do? You produce flip books, and you draw short animations, obviously applying the principles of animation. And there's an emphasis on developing drawing skills because it's fundamental to animation degrees. And we encourage students to produce a portfolio, because if you're entering any level 7 or level 8 award in animation, you need a portfolio. But there's no requirement for us as such to have a portfolio before you actually apply to the course. or even have studied art, because we start on the basics and then advance. What I would say is, key skills for a career in animation would definitely be patience, attention to detail, creativity, good imagination, like drawing, and a keen interest in learning new software or using computers. Ireland itself, animation industry-wise, has gone under substantial growth over the last decade, with the likes of Cartoon Saloon and their Academy Awards, or nomination for Academy Awards, with their feature animations. So it's the area is actually looking pretty promising at the moment. Typical employers might be animation studios, TV studios, TV production studios, game developers, graphic design, and so forth. And so thank you for listening to me. I hope to see you soon, maybe on one of our creative media courses in the future. And then I'm now over to Padraig, who's going to talk about computer games courses. Thank you.
Thanks, Donna. Thanks for that. So as Donna said, my name is Padraig Cahill, and I'm going to talk to you about the computer games courses in Cavan Institute. So in total, there's 3 computer games courses in Cavan. There's computer games programming, computer games development, and computer games design. So the design and development courses fall into the creative department. So those are the ones I'm going to focus on today. And in the main, I'm going to focus on the computer games design course, because it's the first year level 5 course, and then it leads nicely into the level 6 computer games development. So as the name suggests, it's pretty obvious, computer games design. We design computer games, and the software that we use to do that is the Unreal Engine. So Unreal Engine is very famous. You may not have heard of it, but it is the software that makes games such as Fortnite, Bioshock, Borderlands 2, Gears of War 3, Batman Arkham Asylum, loads of really big industry titles like that. And it's actually amazing that that software is available for the students free of charge. Obviously, our skill set isn't or the budget where those developers will be at, but we actually do have access to the exact same industry standard software. So that's really exciting for students. And when that software first came out, 15 years ago, the licenses were $250,000. So I suppose the landscape has changed a lot in the computer games industry. It's a much bigger industry now. It's even bigger than the film industry in terms of budgets and finances. And it just means that they're really trying to get the software out there for people to use. So it's a really good advantage for our students. As Donna said, the Adobe Suite is available in the college, and that's utilised in our course as well. So I'll talk about that a little bit further down the line. So as I said, we do make games on the course, obviously not up to those industry standards just yet, but we don't expect that from our students in first year. But we do make games. They'll make at least 3 games in first year. They'll make 1 2D game and 1 3D game with Unreal Engine, and they'll also make 1 2D game with Adobe Animate as well in animation subject, which is part of the course. And so no matter what, you're going to be making games throughout the course. All the other subjects link into that core theme and that core activity of making and designing games. So I'll go through those subjects now, I suppose, in a little bit of detail. And one of the subjects is obviously games analysis design. So that's the core subject on the course, and that focuses mainly about the level editing in terms of the games. You use the Unreal Engine software all year long in that subject, and all the other subjects link into that. So in terms of image processing, Donna mentioned that earlier on her course, but we use that in a different way on the games course. We use that for creating game UI screens, your HUD screens, your pause screens, etc., the menu screens, and also creating game textures. So you create totally original games. Obviously, you can use game assets that are there in Unreal Engine, but in terms of learning the full process and how everything comes together, it's great that the students are able to make their own textures, their own UI screens. So that would be image processing design skills, then also links into your game design. It focuses on your design process, just making sure that you're taking the right steps at the right time, managing the design principles in terms of game objectives and even gameplay mechanics, and how that all comes together in making your game functional but also interesting. We need it to look good, we want it to work well, but it also has to be fun to play. Obviously, that's why people play games, for entertainment purposes. So your design skills subject will help you with that. Then there's 3D modeling. So that's one of my favorite subjects. It's a really great subject. Donna mentioned that as well in her course. You use Blender for that. Blender is another free software available for the students. So again, all these softwares are freely available to you throughout your time in Cavan Institute. So there's no, I suppose, there's no restrictions there for you to practice and work on things at home or in the college. So that's very useful. So in computer games, the 3D modeling links in by creating game assets. So some people who are, I suppose, into the games will be familiar with assets in terms of static meshes, but also game characters. So those characters can be rigged and animated within Blender, and then the character and the animations can be exported out, retargeted within Unreal Engine, and you can actually play a game with your own characters or against your own enemies that you've created. So again, totally unique game experience. Sound effects and background signs are also a big part of any game to create atmosphere. So there's also a subject called music technology on the games design course that links in with the game in that sense. So you just simply make and create your own sound effects, sometimes narration, voiceovers, anything to build a story or build the atmosphere within the game. So throughout the year, everything really gears towards making games and that game experience. And it's normally a question that comes up in the chat, and students generally ask it on the first day: how much do we play games? They always ask that one, so I suppose I'll address that. We do and will play games throughout the year, so we will test games on various different devices. We have PlayStations, Xboxes, obviously PC games. We also have a suite of virtual reality headsets in the college, so we'll be testing games out on multiple devices. And obviously you will play and test your own game as you build it. QA testers are a big part of any games design team. So testing and playing your own game as you build it, and also the games of your fellow classmates. It's really a good and fun part of the course, but it's very important for your own learning as well. You really have to be able to play the games, understand, I suppose, how they work, and then when you play them with that little bit of focus on how they're working, you start to learn more about it and you improve your own game design skills. Outside of the first year, obviously, then there's the second year course, and not to cut it short, it's an excellent course, but essentially what it does is it just builds on everything in the first year of the course and just takes it to another level of detail and skill. So just building up your skill set. You will be again making games. You'll make at least 3 games again in second year, sometimes more depending on, I suppose, timelines for the projects that you set for yourself. So there is one really big group project as part of the second year. So that one normally leads to, a really high standard of games from our students. So they've made first-person shooters before, zombie apocalypse themed games, which are quite popular, but, fully functional games that they're able to complete, export, download, share with their friends, play online. So by the time you're finished in the college, you will have built up a little bit of a portfolio. Again, Donna mentioned earlier, portfolio is very important when you want to get into maybe higher education colleges, or if you're applying for a job in creative industries. A lot of businesses won't necessarily look at your credentials or qualifications, they'll look at your portfolio. So building that up is also important in the games design and games development courses. So that's basically, I suppose, a whistle-stop tour on the 2 games design courses in the creative department. Just going to pass you back over now to Donna, who's going to talk to a former student on one of her courses, Neve McGinnis. So thanks for that.
Thanks, Padraig. I'd like to welcome Neve and Ryan, our past students. Thanks very much for taking the time to join us. Hello, Neve. How are you?
Hello.
Hello.
I'm good. How are you?
So can you tell me a little bit about your time at Cavan Institute?
Yeah, so my name is Neve. I completed a level 5 and level 6 creative digital media in Cavan Institute. I had actually thought of doing Cavan Institute because I didn't do well at all in my Leaving Cert. I didn't get the points I wanted. And I had actually started with a different course and I just found that it wasn't for me. So I joined multimedia on a complete whim and it turned out to be something that I just wanted to do every single day. The tutors in Cavan Institute were so kind, so relatable. They treated you like an equal. I completed my first year, which was a level 5, with 5 distinctions, and I also got to travel to London and to Finland in that year for work experience. I completed my second year with 5 distinctions as well, and I got a Student of the Year award. We were given all the things that we needed. I didn't have a laptop, I had a phone, that's about it. We were given Macs in a lab that we had to ourselves. We were given all the programs that we needed for free, and we were given cameras and sound equipment and everything for free as well. The Mac lab was something that I really liked just about our course in particular, because we got our own space to work in, even if we didn't have that module to do. We could work in the Mac lab whenever we wanted. Yeah, COVID hit during the very end of second year, which was tough, but it was completely fine. We were provided with laptops if we didn't have any. I had a PC at the time, so I was able to join meetings, which we had every day, which was tough, getting up to have to go online to school every day online, but it was grand, it was handy.
Thank you very much, Neve. I'm just going to pass over to Padraig, and he's going to have a chat with Ryan.
Thanks, Donna. Thanks for that, Neve. So yeah, just going to bring in Ryan Madden, another one of the past students on the courses in the Creative Media Department. So Ryan, how are you? Can you just maybe give us a little insight into what you did at Cavan Institute and where that has led you on to now?
Hi Padraig, first of all, thanks for having me. My name is Ryan and I completed level 5 and level 6 creative digital media at Cavan Institute. I suppose I was undecided after completing my Leaving Cert what career I wanted to pursue, so I attended the Cavan Institute Open Day where I was introduced to Cara, and it's fair to say if she wasn't a lecturer she'd be a very good salesperson, as she had me convinced or sold after 10 minutes. From there I signed up straight away, and that I suppose began my 2-year journey at Cavan Institute, where I met some great friends, learned some very key skills such as computer graphics, web design, video animation, and the list is nearly endless. So I carried those skills on to higher education, where I'm now currently studying a level 8 course in digital marketing at TU Dublin. At Cavan Institute, it gave me the opportunity to progress into second year in Dublin. So the opportunities the Cavan Institute do hold are fantastic, and I couldn't recommend the course and the institute itself highly enough.
That's great. Thanks for that, Ryan. Just one more question before I let you go. I want to ask about games, but a different type of games for you. The football, the GAA team in Cavan Institute. You were involved with that during your time with us. How did you find that? What type of experience was that for you?
Yeah, it was fantastic. I suppose it started off with one of the initiatives that the Institute run, which is clubs and societies. So I signed up there and I met the trainers, Enda Riley, Brian Bates and Shane McCabe, and they were fantastic from day one. They really have a great interest in football. They were really passionate about what they wanted to achieve, and that showed on the football field. We got to an All-Ireland Cup semi-final, which we probably let ourselves down a bit in that semi-final, but we regrouped and we ended up winning the Cornerman Shield the following day. So the experience playing GA at Cavan was fantastic, and it's good to show a bit of silverware at the end of it.
That's great, Ryan. Thanks very much. Yeah, as you said there, great to walk away with some certification and some silverware from your time at Cavan Institute. So very well done to you. I think Donna has a couple more questions for Neve, so I'm just going to pass back to Donna now.
Neve, I just asked you 1 or 2 questions really quickly. You said that you finished your year 2 and you've now gained employment. So you could tell me a little bit about your job and how the course has actually helped you get where you are.
Yeah, so almost immediately after I finished my second year, I was given an opportunity to work with Opus Web Design. They're actually located in the digital hub in Cavan, so not too far away from me at all. It's the job is almost like college itself. I mean, I'm learning every single day. Everything that I learned in college, I use in my job, which I wouldn't believe, but I use every single skill that I have learned in Cavan Institute. All the software that I use in my work, we used in Cavan Institute. All the programs and all my, design skills and stuff I learned from Cavan Institute, and it allows me to get such a good job and essentially work my dream job right now as it is.
Brilliant. That's great to hear. You are like one of our star students because you got Student of the Year. You got Student of the Year. You actually made it to, I mentioned earlier about the Adobe Certified Associate exams. You made the live final, which was in London, so you got to go there. And you also went to Finland for the 10 days for work experience with Erasmus as well. So you really got the most out of the course, which is great.
The full Cavan Institute experience.
Yeah, brilliant. So we'll have to just pass over to Brenda now. I'd like to thank you both for taking the time to talk to us this evening. And over to Brenda.
Oh, look, fantastic, Donna, and there's nothing like hearing things, as I say, firsthand from the students to really get the feel of what life is like in Cavan Institute. So thanks a million to both of you, Deneve and Ryan, for sharing that with us this evening. So look, that we've pretty much run out of time. We're not going to. We have just a minute or so left, so we don't really have time for any more questions. But just want to thank you all for attending this evening's event, and really hope you've taken away some useful information about the courses on offer in the Creative Media Department in the Institute, and just that you know more about further education courses in general and how they might work for you. So I hope we've answered most of the questions this evening, but don't worry if you didn't get to ask your question. Our live chat is keeping going, and it's on every day 9 to 5 during the summer, so don't hesitate to get on to us, or indeed to email us admin@cavaninstitute.ie if you have any questions at all. And check out our website. There's loads of information up there about course content, progression, course fees. You can access our student testimonials from there. And also just follow us on social, on Instagram, on Twitter, just to keep up to date with what's happening in the Institute. And lastly, just want to thank our tutors here this evening, Donna and Padraig, for telling us all about the courses, Cara for working behind the scenes. Thanks as well to Ciara and Aisling, and to Jerry and to Aoife. And thanks to, look, next up we'll be hearing about the design department from 8 o'clock to 8:30. But just to mention, there's a lunchtime session on tomorrow. It's on student finance, so check it out. It's at 1:15. And if you missed any of our sessions, you can access them as well on our website. So look, if you are sitting for Leaving Cert in June, the very, very best of luck. And that's pretty much it from the Department of Creative Media this evening. Thanks for joining us, and we look forward to meeting you again soon. Bye.